Hey there, Heather Boyd Wire here, and today it's Tip Tuesday. So today we're going to make some super cute wire initial rings. What you're going to need for this project are your tools, a ring cone, 20 gauge wire for the letter, 18 gauge wire for the band, and optional 4mm beads if you want to add them on top of the letter. So I'm going to take about a 12-inch piece of wire, and what I'm going to do to start is just take the wire and wrap it around about where the size of my ring is. Now, depending on your wire, you can wrap it around 2 or 3 times. I like the look when it's wrapped around 3 times, and then what you're going to do is just bend this one up at a really right angle there, and you want to check that, make sure it fits your finger, and then once you're sure it's the right size, just take this wire and wind it around snugly like that, and then we're just going to clip it so it's flush in there, and then push that one down. And then what you want to do is you want this to make a loop, like kind of going perpendicular to that. So what we're going to do to that is just first cut it. So we're going to cut that to 3/8 to 1/2 inch. Just give it a good flush cut, and you can even remove it from the ring cone. And then what you want to do is bend it up. So we're going to take this and bend it up, pull it tightly, and then around to close that circle. And you really want to close that circle in there so there's no little rough end. And then we're going to make sure it's in place, and at that point you can just adjust it so it's nice and solid. So to make the letter, we need about a 3 or 4 inch piece of wire. This is 20 gauge, and I'll just do the H. We're just going to bend it down like this, and then we want to bend it up behind to start forming the H. So just decide how tall you want the letter to be and bend it to the back. Give it a pinch. If you want a more right angle, use your flat pliers, and then just bend this across the middle where the middle of the H will be. Okay, and then you could bend this up. Those pliers are hard to reach in there, so I'm going to use my round pliers, bring this up here, and I'm going to just bend this down on itself. So we're going to just take this and bend it to the front. Okay, so we're just going to bend it to the front, and then we want like a little kind of loop at the side to finish it off. So we're going to bend it up so this looks like the H, and then we want to just make a little fancy loop at the bottom. This serves 2 purposes. One is to make it a little more fancy, but also to finish the end. So start your loop, and you need it smaller, so give it a tug, and that helps to make the loops smaller. And then you can just take your your cutters and just clip it and push that there. So now we have what looks like the H, and then we need this end to end up so we can dangle it on the ring. So we're going to do the same thing we did at the bottom. We'll form a little loop, and then it's really big for the size of the letter, so just give it a tug. If you give it a tug, it's going to stick up a little bit, and then to make it be able to hang on the ring, you can add a bead if you want or not. So say you decide to put a bead, just put your bead on top. This bead I find is a little bit big for the letter, but you can use a smaller bead. This is 4mm, and then we're going to just hold that and bend it to the side, and then we want to take our round pliers and bend it around. We're making a loop that's parallel to the piece, and then you can just take your ring and hook it in there. Just hook it in there, and then close the circle. And then we want to, you could clip it so it's just flush if you want, or if you want it even more solid, just take it and give it one little loop around. and then that's going to make it more solid. And then if you cut it right in there, you could kind of pinch it in so it doesn't even show. And there you have your cute little H with a bead dangling on the ring. So if you want to do one without the bead, we can do the D. So we're just going to go around here. I'm pretty well doing it exactly the same way I did the pendant, so I will link up that video below for sure. And that video has timestamps, so you can actually jump to the letter that you want to make. So we're just going to bring this one around here. There's the D, and then what we can do is just take this, give it a little starting loop thing there, and then just bend that and clip it and make sure that's flush. And then I have a ring that I made already, so we're going to take this and bend it to the left or the right, depending on what hand you're more comfortable with. And then we're going to do our loop again. So this is to make one without the bead. And then we're just going to slide it on there, continue our loop, and then just bring it around. You could, like I said, you could either clip it there, or you can bring it all the way to the front and give it a little clip. You're probably better to always cut your wire a little too long, because sometimes when the wire is short, it's very hard to work with. So there's our little dangling D. So the S is pretty easy. I'll just take my round pliers and bring that around. I like to form the letter first before I do the little details, just so I have the size right. So just bring it around like that. And then when you kind of are sure of what size you want it, try to make it as small as you can for the ring. And then what we're going to do is we need to do like a little loop at the top. You'll see all the instructions more detailed in the pendant tutorial, but this gives you an idea. And then this one, if you need to make it a little smaller, you know, bring it in a little bit. And then you need to do a little loop to finish it at the bottom. So just take this one, give it a good start, and then if you want it smaller, just give it a little tug. And we're going to clip that off so it's flush and pinch it down. And then this too, like if you find you want it more like pulled in a little more, just go ahead and pull it in. And then you want this one like back to go straight up. So there we have the S. And then if I want to put a bead at the top, we're just going to put the bead. Then we're just going to bend that to the left and take our round pliers and form the loop. And then for this ring, I just did it with 2 wires instead of 3. And we'll take our initial and just stick it in there. And then we're going to close the circle. Let's close the circle like that. And then, like I said, you could clip it flush, or you can just go ahead and bring it all the way around. And there you have your little S dangling with the miracle bead. Be sure to check out the other video for the wire initial pendants, and you can make any of these smaller to fit on a ring. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making videos. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live and when I post new videos. And if you'd like to join my Facebook group, the Wire Art and Jewelry Makers Club, I'll link it up below. And if you'd like to check out my work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in custom wire wedding cake toppers and unique jewelry. I also send out a monthly newsletter, so if you'd like to sign up below, I'll send you my Wire Art Essentials ebook, where I give a list of my supplies and materials and a few tips. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you the next time.